I did recently travel to Fort Loramie, Ohio for a men's speaking engagement. The morning I planned to leave, I was grounded by fog. Got up early, but couldn't take off. Eventually, after just hanging out at the house, went ahead and headed over to Hebron Municipal. That is where we keep our airplane. And we own a 1963 Mooney M20D C conversion. It's quite a nice airplane. It's quick, it's fuel efficient, it does have retractable landing gear and a constant speed prop. And there she is. Well, the fog started to lift, but I had low ceilings, so I hung out right there on the ramp, had a little breakfast. Basically, I was just waiting for the overcast layer to break up into a broken layer. There was a hole in the clouds, waiting for more of that so I could take off. I actually sat in the airplane for quite a while on the ramp, but eventually I was airborne. So here you're looking over a broken layer over eastern Nebraska, southeast Nebraska. The air was actually really smooth above those clouds. You can see there wasn't a whole lot of bouncing around. It was still early in the day. I didn't really have any updrafts, any thermals rising. Beautiful, beautiful morning flight. First state line, there's the Missouri River between Nebraska and Iowa. We did get into a lot of different types of clouds that day. You know, that's another broken layer. Those are really kind of chunky, tall clouds. But eventually I had to fly down through it again to fuel up the airplane. And here's that descent down through that broken layer. This particular airport was really nice. You know, a lot of these rural airports that aren't manned, don't have people around, they're still upkept quite nicely. This one had a little pay-as-you-go snack bar, you know, clean bathrooms, nice pilot lounge with a couch, little mini kitchen, you know, coffee machine. There was even a barbecue grill outside. Nice, clean facilities out there, picnic tables, good gas pumps, good fuel price. They even had the grass manicured and they had flowers planted. Really nice place to land. And these things are scattered all over the Midwest. People really take pride in their airports. Communities, that is, take pride in their airports. This is the Mississippi. I had actually never flown myself over the Mississippi until this trip. So I did get some really good shots of the water there. It's beautiful, massive place. You know, here's a city right on the water. There was a few barges I could see moving up and down. Really, really neat views there. Of course, I wasn't the only one in the skies on the trip there. There's another small airplane. That one, of course, is substantially lower than I was at. The Mooney's got a good motor. I can fly pretty high, and I do, usually. Here I was going to show you a snack I was eating in the airplane while I was flying, but I use VFR flight following on cross countries, and I had a call come in to have me change channels right as I started recording. So much for that video. There's weather on the horizon that I was coming up toward, keeping a close eye on that and making sure that I didn't get myself in a position I didn't want to be in. Of course, we're going from clear to broken to some really tall clouds on the horizon there. But eventually I did make it to my destination, gave my spiel, talked to a good group, a bunch of local guys over there in Ohio. And the whole thing was put on by the proprietor of a Catholic store called Silver Cross. Her name is Missy, and she is just the best, and has a beautiful store right there. Crashed over there south of Fort Loramie, and then the next morning I was off. I was off actually for a short while to Bowling Green, Ohio. A little bit bouncier that next morning. I didn't actually climb too high. It was a really short flight over to Bowling Green, I think about 30 minutes. And, it's Ohio. There's air traffic. That's the Wright brothers and aviation in a nutshell, right? There's another airplane. And there I am with my buddy Nick for lunch.
All right, y'all. So I am here at this regional airport near where I live in my town. And Caleb Mitchell decided to fly in on his plane to have lunch with me on his way home from an event. And now he's doing a pre-flight routine to prepare to take me up into the air on his plane. There's one kind of ugly cloud. It's not even that bad, but that's it. We're gonna be fine. Caleb, I'm in good hands. Caleb Mitchell knows what to do with those hands. He's good. He makes pipes and stuff with those hands. We're gonna be fine. So anyway, there's Caleb doing his pre-flight checklist, and he's gonna take good care of me.
Nick is a goofball. I absolutely hate how fat I look in that picture. We did go up, ran the pattern, I dropped him off, and then I had to head back home to Nebraska. So the clouds on the way home, I tell you, there was some stuff moving and shaking up high. Some absolutely beautiful scenery, but at the same time, at that altitude and those big clouds, it can be a little bit intimidating. There are regulations on what I can and can't do around my distance from clouds. I can't fly through clouds when I'm flying VFR and not instrument. So, I had to be cognizant of what I was doing. There's a front way down to the south. There was some weather down there, but I was well clear of that. And there was a lot of bugs on my windshield after landing. Several times, Iowa, Ohio. There's some rain off in the distance to the south. Yeah, the windshield was getting pretty buggy, but I could still see just fine. There's another airplane, again, well below where I'm at, but share the skies with everybody else. And that's just some ridiculously beautiful clouds off the left wing. Believe it or not, that's a broken layer. There's giant holes in those clouds, but they're just gorgeous. There off the right wing, you can see a little bit better the broken nature of those clouds that I'm headed up toward. Of course, I go right on past fronts. It clears up. This is eastern Iowa. I was shocked, eastern Iowa, how many trees there were, and a lot of the landscape looked more like manicured golf courses than it did ag fields. Well, eventually the sun had to set. Got my night flying lights turned on in the cab. Smooth air. It was smooth air for more or less the entire trip back. Not too much rattling me around up there at altitude. There's St. Joe, Missouri, St. Joseph. Good reason to get a call out to a saint there. Now, I did have weather ahead of me at home base Hebron Municipal, but I managed to just squeak myself in there before the front came through. Still dry, was able to get the airplane back in the hangar before that storm rolled in, and I was home free. It was a long day. It was a long couple of days of flying. I think I did 11 and a half hours in total over 2 days. Talked to a great group of guys. It was a great trip.